Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing, did a private unboxing. It's available for the members videos. They're just unboxings, I don't do anything special in them. But for this company, it is Intergalactic tea. This is Year of the Robit White. So I got a 3-pack from them. I don't believe they offer this pack anymore after I've been looking for a bit. But Year of the Robit Black, Year of the Robit White, and then Year of the Robit Shang. These are all 2023s. They still offer the full cakes. It doesn't appear they have any samples of them, so yeah, that's where it's at. It has one review on it. Here it is, 28 bucks going for a cake. This is, let's see, it says white and black were grown and processed in Kuzu by the same farmer. This taste is a cross between Shang and white with the citrus notes balanced by a buttery taste, buttery base. Yeah, so we'll give it a try. I haven't tried this tea company before. I ordered a number of random things from them, so this will be interesting. Let's open it up and just give it a quick smell. Smells really nice. I feel like I get kind of a marzipan smell to that one. Definitely a general sweetness that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Here's what the sample looks like. Looks like some big leaves. Looks good. A little bit of age on it, not too much. I don't think it'll greatly affect the taste as far as being a lot sweeter. I don't think it'll be too strong. We'll just break off a good sized chunk and I'll get to brewing. I will be brewing this at 185 Fahrenheit. So dry smell, I got like a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a papery, a little bit of a kind of a marzipan vibe to it. Wash today, I will be drinking because this is a white tea, and generally I don't see a reason to not drink a white tea's wash. You do as you prefer. How about that? And since this is so packed in its cake form still, I'll probably let this sit for a little longer than I normally would. We'll probably go for, I don't know, about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. All right. Pour this off. Yeah, I've been pretty stoked to try this company. I keep getting little ads in my shop app that I use to track shipping for various things. It just kind of consolidates it all. And every once in a while, they'll just pop up with random ads that are similar or related to products you buy. And I was getting the Intergalactic tea ads, and I was like, huh, these look interesting. And they ship, I believe, out of Texas, so it was pretty quick shipping for me, too. I think by the time I ordered it and it got shipped to me, it was less than a week, so that was pretty nice. But I'm going to try this wash real quick. The cake still, actually, let me smell it first. The cake still looks quite dense and compact, obviously. That was probably about 25, maybe 30 seconds steep, so. Smells nice, smells a little papery, smells a little bit of a sweetness to it. Smells like a reasonably fresh white tea, frankly. I don't know how else to describe that. It doesn't smell super aged or anything. It's not like super figgy or super sweet like some of the other white teas I've had on here, but it's definitely on the sweeter side of fresh white teas. Yeah, nice general overall sweetness that fills the mouth. A little bit of a thickness to the body, not a ton. Maybe it'll thicken as I go. But there's definitely something there. It's not completely watery. Yeah, I'm going to do another steep. I think it's still too light to tell. I don't believe I mentioned, but that first steep was 185 Fahrenheit. I'm going to try a little hotter to see if I can squeeze out a little more flavor. We're going to go 190 Fahrenheit. Not too much of a difference, but I feel like maybe a little more heat might help open this this kind of densely packed cake up, as well as maybe provide a bit more flavor profile on there. So we'll do that steep for maybe 15 or 20 seconds. All right. Here is, I guess, technically the first steep, if you count that last one as the wash. We're just gonna call it the second steep. I usually, actually, like 100% of the time, drink the wash for white teas, so. Smells nice. Smells, I don't know, like fresh, sweet autumn leaves. I will note on the aftertaste of this tea, towards the end of that last cup I was drinking that cooled off quite a bit, I was getting kind of, I guess the sweetness would be, I would refer to it as like an artificial seeming sweetness, maybe like saccharin. I think that's the right word, right? Saccharin. It's like stevia or sweet and low or something like that. But I felt like I was getting that kind of flavor to it. Kind of like a artificial sweetness, which isn't necessarily unpleasant. It's just a very, specific note to where is I feel like a lot of the time for aged white teas, it's more of a, I don't know, like more of a natural sweetness coming from a fruit, almost like fig or plum or something like that. Smells real nice though. Still smells like quite papery, but also quite sweet. Let me taste this steep. I think I might have to do one more steep. That would be a wash, a first steep, and a second steep. So I guess that's pretty normal for a lot of my videos. But so far, I'm just not getting as strong as a flavor as I would prefer out of this tea. It's still very light tasting. So I might even go up to 195, which I don't typically do for white teas, but we'll see if that brings out more. Because so far, I'm getting a pretty good texture. I like the overall mouthfeel of this tea. It's round, it's full, it's definitely a nice thicker texture. There's quite a bit of lingering sweetness. But overall, I feel like the taste is very mild. So I'm going to do another steep. All right, here is that third steep. Or second, I guess, if you want to include wash. I don't know. Here's the next steep. This is something I don't normally do, which is go this high in temp. It is at 195 Fahrenheit. So we started at 185, then 190, now 195. Just to see if I can get tea some more flavor out of there, because I felt like I was getting just a very light flavor that just wasn't really producing what I wanted. Oops. But the cake is still kind of together somehow. Very tightly compressed, I guess. So I was hoping it would come apart, but it still hasn't. So that's pretty crazy. But color-wise, it looks pretty nice. It's gotten quite a bit of color for a tea this young, a white tea this young, and the leaves are pretty whole is something I could say about it. A few made it through, and that's also because I, snapped the piece in half, and so some of the leaves probably also just snapped in half when I did that. But overall, everything looks quite whole. This is still surprisingly very, very solid. Weird, crazy. All right, let me taste this last steep. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just not getting much out of it. I'm gonna just keep drinking it and going through steeps to see if more comes out. So far, it's just a mild herbal taste. That paperiness is gone. A little bit of sweetness on the back end. A reasonably full-bodied mouthfeel. I'm not getting any bitterness or astringency even after doing that heat, so that's good. A little bit of quite a reasonable amount of mouth drying now. But yeah, I think that's all I'm getting. It's a little underwhelming is I guess how I would describe it. It's not bad. It's not bad tasting or anything. It's just very very mellow, a lot more mild than I would prefer in my white teas personally. Or at least this kind of white tea. If I was drinking like Silver Needle or you know, something like that, I would expect it to be milder. For something like this, I would expect a bit more character to it. But I'm going to keep drinking it, going through steep, seeing if things change, and I might add on to the video if it does. Otherwise, I will be putting this on TDB and putting my rating and flavor notes there, which I'll be linking below. And I will link the page for this cake if you are interested. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say on this tea. So leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. All right, I'll see you.